First obtaining a licence from the Office of Fair Trading. The Office of Fair Trading carry out a number of checks and balances to ensure that the person is fit and proper to carry on that sort of activity.
What's the definition of fit and proper?
Well, they'll look at their background, make sure that they haven't got a criminal record for fraud and that sort of thing. But they'll also look at their modus operandi or their business model to ensure that the business is transparent and that you know they're not going to be ripping people off.
How much of a growth industry has it been during the recession?
Well, it's very difficult for us to say that because clearly we haven't got a baseline of illegal money lenders in the UK. We can make certain assumptions that you know that loan sharking will be on the increase as legitimate credit sources dry up.
There was a statistic about 5 years ago that Tilbury and Purfleet were number 1 and 2 in the United Kingdom for county court judgments. You know, not 1 and 2 in Essex, but in the United Kingdom. It must be very hard for people not to fall into the trap.
Yeah, I mean, loan sharks, they prey on the relationship. You know, when they're about to give you some money, they're your best friend. The problem with loan sharks, of course, is that because they're unregulated, it means that they can charge indiscriminate amounts of money. They determine and dictate what the interest rates are going to be, but they also determine and dictate arbitrary charges. You know, if you're late paying or miss a payment. So what we find is that there are APRs in the region of 131,000%. Was a more recent case that we did, and some of the other teams have seen it go into the millions. And in those sorts of instances, you know, you have a very small loan of £200 or £300, and very quickly it spirals out of control, and you end up owing thousands.
So why have you come to Thurrock?
Well, Thurrock is certainly one of the areas within the east of the region that we are going to tease out if there are any illegal lenders. What we need is the public to start coming forward. You know, illegal money lenders, they sort of suggest that this is a public service. What we say, this isn't a public service. They have a disproportionate impact on the community. And you find that where illegal lenders are operating, there tends to be you know, an aftermath. There tends to be problems with crime, with antisocial behaviour, because people are very, very frightened about getting the money every week for the loan shark. So we're coming into Thurrock to see whether or not, like everywhere else in the country, there is an issue with loan sharks, and we would urge people to come forward. If anybody is in the clutches of a loan shark, then give us a ring on 0300 555 2222. It's the hotline number, and you can also report a loan shark through DirectGov. Is
it a problem? Loan sharks a problem in the borough?
I think the honest answer is we're not entirely sure how big a problem it is. It's very much a hidden crime. It's not anything that's reported. Victims very rarely come forward without kind of the help and support that they need.
And one of the key words you've used there, you are in charge of public protection, but it's not antisocial behaviour, this is crime, isn't it?
Yeah, it's criminal behaviour, and it's horrible criminal behaviour.
So you've got the launch today. What happens next?
The team will work, the illegal money lending team will be working within Thurrock, obviously liaising with trading standards at the council, and we'll work together to try and support and help victims as well as tackling those rogues who are illegal money lending.
How will you gauge success? By convictions?
It's convictions, it's support, and in fairness, as long as one resident's supported, I think we've done a job in terms of successfully getting that person out of what will be a difficult situation.
And this is what you'd call a multi-agency partnership?
It is. I mean, obviously the illegal money lending team are working nationally, they're funded by government, and they're working in conjunction with us and other trading standards authorities around the country.